Good day, everybody. I decided to create a updated build, which would basically get people used to running a very high max mag build for next patch, and it would work this patch. I have not been using this all the time because sometimes in 2vx situations I need to put on a little bit more defense to take the pressure. However, this does work very well, and if you stick this build on, it will get you used to using high max Magicka again for next patch. I do think next patch the new modern ways of playing Sorcerer will still be stronger. However, I do genuinely feel like max Magicka Sorcerer using shields as their defense is also now really strong, well, especially next patch, and it's going to be a lot more viable. So I'm going to bring this build out for use to all see how or what I'm going to be using roughly next patch. I will do an updated build next patch once I've done a thorough testing, but this is currently what I would be using solo. It's not too different from what I usually use, but you'll see some of the differences when I get into it, and I'll also show some gameplay after. So let's get into it. Again, Ancient Grace, max Magicka with a shock damage enchant on the front bar. Different from my last build video, simply because on this I have I wanted more damage basically, and I wanted to get used to using less sustain for me personally. Plus next patch shock damage is going to do a lot of damage, so I've stuck it on. Still works very well this patch. Again, sharpened on the front bar. Ancient Grace, absorb Magicka enchant on the back bar. You can put the berserk enchant on the back bar, however I would prefer a little bit more sustain. Again, restoration staff of the Ancient Grace in defending. Mighty Tudor, far too good of a monster set to give up really. I don't have the correct trait on this. I would probably use infused to get the most max Magicka. So if you have transmutes, transmute that. This is in light armor. Curious of the trainee, reinforced or infused. I would normally stick with reinforced simply because it's the most value. However, next patch I would probably go with infused to push as much max Magicka as possible, and it gives 1.5k health. Very good for a one piece, and it's in heavy on the body as it gives the most stats. Medium Mighty Tudor arm cops, so I have 5 light, 1 medium and 1 heavy. Again, I would have this in divines because I am using the mage mundus on this. So if you have transmute the arm cops to divines instead of impen. Next set, different from Alfiq in my last build video. Reasoning being, you can actually achieve more max Magicka with this without sacrificing too much sustain. The reason that you get more max Magicka by using Bright Throats is because you use Divines and you put the Mage Mundus on. So you will gain a few K more max Magicka, which is what we really want to push here. So Divines on the waist, light armor. Again, Divines on the gloves and infused on the breeches, because it actually gives you a little bit more max Magicka over Divines. And Bright Throats shoes. So, and Bright Throats necklace. I prefer the reduced cost on this because, especially this patch, simply because it reduces the cost of streak, and wards are not as powerful this patch in comparison to next patch. So I like to use streak a lot, so I prefer the reduced cost. However, if you genuinely prefer recovery, by all means put it on if it suits you. Arcane on the trait. Death Dealer's Feet, self-explanatory. It gives you roughly 3k of every single maximum stat. This will genuinely be best in slot for every single Magsork build next patch. So if you do not have this farmed, if you do not have this, go and pick this up, because it will be on every single Magsork build next patch. An Ancient Grace on the ring. So I've got 3 pieces there. Now let's get into the skills. Basically, it's the same bar setup as what I usually use. I don't really like changing it because my muscle memory is too in depth, and I don't want to start messing about with it. However, you can change certain things. For example, you can swap Meteor for Atro quite easily. You can easily swap it for Overload. Bound Aegis, you do not necessarily need this on your front bar anymore. You can actually put it on the back bar in replace of Streak, and put Streak on the front bar, so that you do not have to change bar when you streak through an opponent and then when you turn round to deal damage. The only reason that I have it on the back bar is because I have had this on the back bar for years and I don't want to start messing about with my muscle memory. However, it is more logical now to have Streak on the front bar if you don't have that in-depth muscle memory. All these skills are self-explanatory. Crystal Fragments, Hardened Ward, Crushing Shock is too good in a 1vx situation to give up. I would say though, in a duel, I do think the Psijic Spammable, the magic version, I forget what it's called, is better. Especially if you go full damage, it is better. It hits really hard. But that's only specific for a duel. Endless Fury. It needs a buff. But that's for a different topic. Still a very good execute. And on the back bar, Haunt and Curse, self-explanatory. You make sure that you time the burst with your Crystal Fragments. Dampen Magic. If you really struggle with sustain, I would recommend changing this morph to Harness Magicka. However, you will not be as tanky because you don't get the extra shield strength, but that's entirely up to your playstyle. Degeneration. You could technically swap this out for Surge, if you so desired. Streak, self-explanatory. And Healing Ward. I very like Healing Ward because I like to be very traditional. However, it can be changed to... you could even put Blessing of Protection on, or Rapid Regen. And if you feel as if you can sustain the stamina, you can even put Dark Exchange there, if you so desired. And for the back bar ult, I think Restore ult is far too good to give up, especially in a 2vx situation. However, it is interchangeable with the Sigic ult. The one that specifically can be used when you are stunned, because with Bound Aegis you already get minor protection, and the other morph of the Sigic ult gives minor protection, so it would be basically useless. But if you wanted to use Sigic ult, more than welcome to use it. Make sure that you have all of your passives, because you are again using 5 light, 1 medium and 1 heavy armor. I am a vampire, stage 3 on this. Next patch could be different. I will do some testing on that, so stay tuned. And I am a Bret on this. Let's look at the stat sheet. This is completely unbuffed. Okay? And don't forget, even though that I am now 1000 champion points, I still do not have every single passive. So I'm missing a few bits and bobs on here, but the stats are going to be roughly the same. So this is the complete unbuffed stats. You're roughly looking at about 5.5k, 55,000 maximum Magicka on this, with about 25k HP. And I have done some testing. I don't think you will actually reach the HP cap with this, so you are okay running low HP. And also all points into max Magicka. If you would rather not have low HP, you can actually, if you so desired, you would lose maximum Magicka doing this, but you'd gain a lot more health. You can use Orzogga's Red Frothgar, which would give more recovery, and it would give you a lot more health. However, I do think the better option is Spring Loaded Infusion. It's a try drink. Not many people actually know about this drink, but it's very good in conjunction with Bright Throat. Sorry. If I quickly use this, I'll show you the stats. You've still got 51,000 max Magicka with this. However, your sustain is very bad. What I would actually recommend is to either swap Healing Ward for Dark Exchange, the one that specifically gives you Magicka back, because you've got more stamina. Or I would go to the Atro Mundus. And don't forget, you are using Divines, so you will be getting a lot more benefit going to the Acro Mundus, because in my opinion it's the most stat dense Mundus, as well as the Serpent in terms of power. Obviously stage 3 vamp. Champion points now. Again, I like to go high damage because everyone's so tanky. So I'm currently using in the blue tree Master at Arms, Deadly Aim, Arcane Supremacy and Ironclad. And make sure that you have all the passives. Again, I do not have all the passives, but if you have enough champion points, please put them on. And for the red tree, I have Relentlessness. Again, this can be interchangeable with Boundless Vitality or Fortified. And Pain's Refuge, too good to give up. Shield Master, wards cost a fortune still, so this is very good. And Bastion, self-explanatory, increases the effectiveness of your damage shields. Very, very good. Like I said, this is just my personal build, and it will be a lot stronger next update. I will do more of a revised build for next update. I will be doing a lot of testing with a lot of different builds, a lot of different sets, and I will definitely do an updated build video for when that actually drops, because I do think it opens up a lot of different ways and different sets to use, simply because you can still achieve such high max Magicka without using the Mage Mundus, without using Ancient Grace, without using Bright Throat, without using Elfique. You can still achieve very, very high max Magicka, so stay tuned for that. And I will show you now some gameplay with the build. I hope you enjoy.